All right, hello everyone. How you doing tonight? Yeah. Can I ask you to sit maybe closer together? That way we create a more cozy atmosphere. I can see people are spread around a bit. People, just come and have a seat. Don't be afraid. We won't pick on you. Don't worry. So, thank you very much. Thank you. By a round of applause, who's been to a comedy show before? Okay, some people been there. For some people, it's a new terrain. I'm going to explain to you. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy concept. We'll be telling you some stories, and whether you like it or not, you can just give us a feedback by doing ha 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 or ho 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 if it's too dark. Okay. I personally, my name is Cheyenne. I'm your host of the comedy show. I'm a Luxembourgish comedian and actor, and I always greet everybody accordingly. Okay, like whenever I see a police officer in the street, I'm like, salute. If I see a vegan, I'm like, salad. Yeah, and should we have any vegan Muslims in here? Salat alaikum, which basically means nothing at all. Yeah, just making sure everybody feels comfortable, you know, like. Just recently at a comedy show, we had a man who came in late, and he sat in the front row, and the host was like, "Where are you coming from?" And he was like, "Russia." I was like, "Okay, let's be nice. Russia, nice country, a very big country." And the man was like, "Not big enough." Well, that day I learned a lot about Russian humor. So, where's my Luxembourgers? Make some noise, please. Wow. There's some, come in, have a seat. Have a seat. The Luxembourgers. Okay, in the minority, okay. Where's the French people? One French guy? That's it? Okay, welcome to the show. Honestly, I love French people. I really love French people because French people, in my opinion, are very optimistic people. Yes, they are. I'm an optimist. I love other optimists. Because to French people, it doesn't matter if they're in France, Luxembourg, Japan, or Brazil. They just speak French to everybody, right? Just as if it was normal. And if you tell them, listen, I'm sorry, I don't speak French. Can you speak English, please? They just respond, en français, s'il vous plaît? Like, dear, what's your name? Benjamin. Dear Benjamin, can you imagine a German guy coming to France? Auf Deutsch! Kannst auch Deutsch sprechen? Yeah, okay. There you go. Well, I can imagine that. There have been before. Do we have any Spanish people here? No? Well, that's a shame because Spanish people have a privilege. You know, Spanish men have a privilege because Spanish men are just cool. You know, whatever they do, they're cool. They just open their mouth. Hola, soy Juan de Madrid. Y aquí es mi primo de Cádiz, my cousin Esteban. Well, I have to admit, it kind of turns me on too. But try doing that as a Middle Easterner, like, hello, I'm Ahmed from Baghdad. And right over there is my cousin Jihad. All of a sudden, the women over here speak 0 languages. Like, tu parles français? You speak French? Ah, non, pas du tout. Allemand, Deutsch? Nein! All right, calm down, Jesus. Does anybody in here still care about COVID? No? Not really? I mean, compare this to 2 years ago when there was like a big panic, you know, like stay at home for some politicians in Luxembourg, stay at Saumur. Thank you very much. And you know, back in the day when the person you've been in close contact with would tell you that he's positive, most people are like, oh shit. All right, I'll just isolate myself and I just tell everybody else so they can isolate too. And now when somebody you've been in close contact with contacts you to tell you that he's positive, it just seems to me like many people are like, yeah, do you have any symptoms? All right, get well soon, do whatever you have to do, just don't mention my name at the health ministry, okay? I don't want to be contacted by them because there's so many things we can do right now. I mean, what could we do back then? Right, go for a walk, go for a hike, that's it. You couldn't even ask a woman out on a first date. It was more like, do you fancy a walk in the forest? Nah, don't worry, I'm not a murderer. And I'm not a psychopath either, but we're kind of limited. So forest or my place? Yeah. And 2 weeks later, you see a post on Facebook, who's seen Lily? Yeah. So when things started to open again, we went for this walk through Luxembourg City and came across this amazing, amazing coffee shop where they had coffees from everywhere, like Brazil, Kenya, the Republic of Togo. And I was like, all right, I'll take the initiative. We'll just go for the coffee from Togo. And she's like, I think that's a coffee to go, to take away, you know? Okay, I expected more laughs on this one. Thanks. And before I bring the first act on stage, for the non-Luxembourgers here, I'm going to be teaching you some Luxembourgish now, okay? Yes. So please repeat after me. Et gesagt ist immer zweimal am Leben. Et gesagt ist immer zweimal am Leben. It basically means you always meet twice in life. And that is a Luxembourgish threat. Okay? Like, you better watch out, buddy, because you always meet twice in life. And the last time somebody threatened me with the words, you always meet twice in life, I was like, yeah, but over here in Luxembourg, you meet twice a day, okay? Now, fuck off, will ya? Anyways, are you ready for the first act? Nice. He's a very good friend of mine. He's German. He's an IT manager, which means he's pretty smart. And yeah, no, he doesn't wear socks with sandals just because he's German. Not anymore, because the last time he did that, he was arrested by the Luxembourgish police for sandalism. Anyways, please welcome on stage. Cheers. Please welcome on stage Peter Lübken.
Give it up for Shay. So I try to do some magic here on, it works, cool. So, how are you? Good. So, it's my first time here on such a convention, and it was very cool and very weird for me. But now I try to do some comedy. And as Shay said, my name is Peter. And I thought in order to get my points across, I do a PowerPoint presentation, right? So, and then you can also see there's some expected interaction behavior from your side. So you should increase your laughing step by step. And then in the end, give some enthusiastic applause and maybe show some love. Does that work for you? Thank you. So I'm German. Give me some noise if there are other Germans in the house. Okay. So, but I think if other people, non-Germans, think about German, there are always some stereotypes and associations coming up. So often there's this guy involved. And then if you think about the good things about Germany, then of course you think about the cars. And most importantly, you also think about the nice people in Germany, right? Because it's always so much fun to be around Germans. And we Germans, when we think about ourselves, what we love, we really like to create long words. So this is the longest word in the world. Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. Or in short, Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. I have no idea what it means. So another thing we really love in Germany is recycling, right? It's the one good thing where we are still good at, right? And where we can feel good to tell other people how to recycle correctly. So if you think about it, if it's about waste separation, we kind of still Nazis. And here, regarding recycling, I saw some innovations in Luxembourg. So these are some recycling bins in front of Cloche d'Or, of the shopping center. And there's a recycling bin for pets. So I tried this. So I brought my cat. It was a little difficult to squish her into the box. And then she also tried to come back up again, right? So I guess they should, so Luxembourg should collaborate with German companies to get this pet recycling being done more efficiently. I work in IT, which doesn't mean that I work in Italy. No, I work with these kind of computers. So I'm a nerd, just like all of you too, I guess. But working in IT doesn't mean that I work in the help desk. So I cannot fix your computer. For this, you still have to call my friend Kumar. And I do like to print out stuff. So if I get PDFs and presentations, I do like to print it out, which is not really good for the environment. So I do have a bad conscience. And I calculated my carbon footprint for this. And I thought I have to do something about it. So I thought I have to make some changes to my travel plans. So initially I wanted to go to Ibiza, but then I thought I just go to Mallorca, that is shorter, and then I swim the rest of the way. So if you think about it, if you think about the climate change, so now we all know we are in there, not for long. Not for much longer. We're all gonna die because of this. But fortunately, we have a little bit more awareness of this, thanks to Greta, right? And Greta, she's really my hero. She is young, dynamic, a woman, everything I also wanted to be in life. And I was there from the beginning. So when she started with this Friday for Future demonstrations, I also demonstrated against the climate at my work. It's very toxic at my work. But then I also thank her because of her, people's perception about my lifestyle changed by 180%. So all of a sudden, I am cool, I am hip, finally. Because not having a car in Luxembourg is not seen as stupid anymore. No, people admire me for taking my bicycle everywhere, right? And then still wearing my shirts from the 80s, right? It's not seen as cheap. No, it's a progressive way of showing retro-style fashion, and with my outfit, I remind everybody of their wasteful fashion addiction, right? And then also not washing myself for 2 weeks is not nasty anymore. No, it's an innovative way of showing how we can save water. And then sleeping with the wife of my colleague is also not unethical anymore. No, it's a very efficient way of sharing resources. So if you think about it, if you look at me, you look at the solution of the climate change. So I think it will take a long time until everybody is jumping on the train and is living my lifestyle. So this is time we don't have. So maybe we need a more forceful intervention to force people to live more sustainable. So maybe we are looking again at a German intervention, right? Maybe a World War III, the sustainable edition. So, but in this way, in the new way, we invade other countries on our e-bikes, and then we shoot with potatoes and carrots, but 100% organically certified. And then we annoy every climate change denier to death with our good advice. So you're all very peaceful, I think. So that's why you're not laughing. That's nice. So I'm a child of Generation X, which is a very creative way of saying that I'm probably older than most of you. Actually, I'm that old that I already have 2 daughters, and those daughters are already adults. And I remember back then, when they were still annoying teenagers, so I was a typical concerned father, usually because of the usage of social media. And I'm still proud of myself that I never gave into the temptation to send out a Facebook friend request to them, because I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of unfriending me afterwards. But now that they're older, my strategy changed, so I'm a little bit more relaxed. So I discovered ignorance is bliss. The less I know, the better. So now, if I visit one of my daughters over the weekend and I discover one empty packet of the morning after pill in the trash, I have to admit, I do get angry at first, because this package clearly needed to go into the paper recycling bin. Didn't they learn anything from me? Yeah. So I got divorced some years back, and since that time I had a couple of relationships, and I discovered relationships can be really hard. But now I know why relationships can be hard. I discovered the main reason. So, and it's usually the other person in that relationship that is so difficult, right? So if you are looking for somebody, you really find somebody who is compatible with you. And when I think about IT, it's so easy there, right? If you have 2 operating systems running on the same system, it works. You can communicate. If you have one operating system which is different, you can have problems. But then with people, with human beings, it's so difficult. You cannot know on which operating system they are running on, right? And my assumption is they are running on multiple operating systems at the same time. That's why we are also screwed up. So thankfully, we have some dating applications, right? And there you have profiles which can help. So, but those profiles, they can be a little bit misleading. So you might have some pictures like from people who just got back from cosplay. And the danger is, or the chances are that these kind of persons might be really angry pigs when you meet them. And I also saw a couple of months ago, it was very popular to have profile pictures with the mask on. There you also have to be very careful. When the mask gets off, you might be in for a big surprise, right? So, but sometimes I am in a relationship, and there I discover sometimes the roles are changing, right? All of a sudden, she becomes the IT expert, right? Because she wants to upgrade my operating system. She wants so that I become more proactive, right? Show more feelings. Actually, she wants to upgrade me to a version 2.0. But if you are running on a version 1.0, this is a big upgrade. So you have to do this step by step. So my latest update is to version 1.0 to 1A. Unfortunately, this version introduced more bugs than it resolved. So my girlfriend is still complaining that I get unresponsive from time to time, and that I'm even crashing at the worst moments. So relationships can be very difficult, and so I thought maybe I need some expert advice. So I turned to my children, because they know me since they were born. They know what works for me and what doesn't. They can tell me all the red flags which I should have seen before engaging with their mother, right? And they also know how to calm me down when I'm suffering again from THTTS syndrome, too horny to think straight. And they even tell me when it's time to end a relationship. Oh, I guess that's not the right picture for ending a relationship. Maybe that's more appropriate. So, and you know, in some cultures, like in India, the parents are the ones who are looking for the life partner for their child, right? And I thought maybe it would be great if we turn this around. So if my children would be able to look for my life partner, this would be so great, and I'm sure they would send me the right one. So to end this, for me, I want to dig into some other stereotypes. So I lived a couple of years in Paris. So I also love I love the French culture. So and if you think about the French stereotypes and associations, you think about this nice city in France. You think about good food, good drinks. And then if you happen to work with some French people, you also know that they are a little bit more relaxed, right? But on the other side, socially, they are much more active. And then if you like both cultures, so the French savoir-vivre and the German Vorsprung durch Technik, then it's really great to live. I have to switch over to manual. Then it's really great to live in Luxembourg, because here the Luxembourger, they know how to blend both cultures, right? So here it's perfectly normal to drive around with your Mercedes, and then in one hand you have your crémant, and then in your other hand you have your sausage, right? And of course you are on your way to your mistress, who happens to be your cousin living on the farm next by. And that's it for me. Thank you very much. And I have the pleasure to introduce you to the second act for today. So please welcome Deepu.
Thank you so much. That's pretty much going to be the slide I have for the entire presentation. That's good. My name is Deepu. For those of you who don't know me, I'm originally from India. I moved from India to Luxembourg because, you know, everyone makes mistakes in life. But it's good. Life is good here. Life is very convenient in Luxembourg. You guys agree? Right? On a Sunday, I just want to buy some groceries. I just conveniently pretend I don't need groceries. It's fine. I just wait till Monday to eat. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Very convenient. You know, sometimes I just want to take a taxi. I take my phone out. I look at web taxi, and I'm like, I think I can walk. Just put it back in conveniently. Very convenient life here. Yeah, I fully recommend living here. I actually moved, I'm visiting now. I actually moved to New York a few months ago, because you know what they say, if you can make it in Luxembourg, you can make it anywhere. Let's see how that's working out for me. He's already like, bro, give up. It's not going to work. You know, it's a nice place to live. I think the real thing is, if you can make it in Luxembourg, good luck making it out of here. Yeah, it's kind of tough to get out of this place. But I did get out of a relationship recently. My ex-girlfriend, she's a fitness freak. You know, she goes to the gym every day, low-carb diet, the whole thing. And I caught her sleeping with another dude. And I was like, what's this? And she's like, actually, it's my cheat day. And I was like, you can say that? I didn't know that was a legit excuse. She said it's a cheat day. Apparently, she's on a strict Deepu diet, but one day a week, she'll put anything in her mouth. It's a cheat day. Yeah, Peter, you can use that excuse, you know what I mean? But I was like, yeah, makes sense. Because I was so madly in love, I didn't see the red flags. I was like, yeah, makes sense. She went on 3 different solo trips. She went to Ibiza, Cancun, Mykonos. And I'm thinking, I think she really wants to be my wife. Yeah, I think this is going to work out. It was fun. But I think the reason a lot of people have relationship issues, including me, Peter, a lot of men, I think is because we don't have plans in life. For a girl to be interested, you got to have plans. You can't show up on a date and she asks you what do you want to do in life. You can't be like, I don't know. No girl is like, oh, that's so hot, I'm into this guy. No, you got to have plans. Once you have plans, women are like, ooh, he's got plans, he's sorted in life. And then they're like, I'm going to walk into his life and make him change all those plans. Yeah, it's called love, apparently. Yeah, I'm like, why don't you go for a guy with no plans? No, that's not romantic. Have some plans, then I'll come and screw it up. That's how romance works. I recently learned you can't ask for a phone number. Apparently, that's too intense. The move right now, if you ask for a phone number, it's like asking, where do you live? It comes off too creepy. So I asked for a phone number, and she's like, ooh, what a creep. Follow me on Instagram like a regular person. Then after 2 weeks, slide into my DMs like a gentleman. I'm like, okay. I guess the rules have changed. But I grew up in India. I don't speak Hindi, which is like the big language in India, because I'm from the southern part of India. We speak a different language. So most of my life, when somebody speaks in Hindi, I react like just you guys. I'm just like, where's the subtitles? Just get somebody translate this. And so people would always question me. You look like us, but you're not Indian. You're not Indian, right? That's what I would always hear. You're not Indian. You're not Indian. I moved to Luxembourg. And then I walk in a store. The guy looks me up, down. He's like, you're Indian, right? I'm like, thank you, finally. Finally, somebody who sees me for who I am. And then he was like, can you fix my laptop? I was like, we could have been friends, We could have been friends. It was so close, so close. And then I fixed his laptop, so fun. It's fun. Life is good in Luxembourg. I recently lost my bicycle. Yeah. And I called the police. I said, my bicycle is missing. And before the cops showed up, I ran into the guy who stole the bike. It's a small country. It's got 4 streets. So I ran into him, and the police showed up, and they're like, oh, so that's the guy. Okay, so it's no longer a theft. It's an attempted theft. It's like, interesting. So if you catch the criminal in the act of the crime, no longer a crime. Imagine if marriages worked that way, You're having an affair, your partner walks into the room, it's like attempted cheating. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're caught cheating, divorce, 18 years, child support, whole thing, but if the spouse walks in, thank God, just 8 months of couples therapy, right? All right, cool. I'll let Peter use that excuse. Not me, not for me though, that's good. But mentally, I feel like I always oscillate between a 14-year-old child and a 40-year-old man. You guys have this trouble? Yeah? Between 2 ages? I mean, this is LGX. You clearly know what I'm talking about, right? No, every day I feel like, I don't know if I'm 14 or 40. A friend calls me up on Friday, hey, you want to get drinks? The 14-year-old in my mind is like, yeah, I don't live with my parents anymore. Let's get drunk. And the 40-year-old in my head is like, whoa, you just had dinner. Take it easy. You have beer now. It's going to cause acid reflux. You got cleaning to do tomorrow. Just go to bed. Just this conflict. Even when I'm doing it, I don't know if it's a clean show. You know what I mean? Even when I'm in the throes of passion in bed, the 14-year-old in my head is like, yeah, let's get it on. And the 40-year-old is, the 14-year-old is like, yeah, who's your daddy? And the 40-year-old is thinking, actually, I'm your daddy. You know what I mean? All right. I'll leave it there. But I remember growing up as a child, if you slept for long hours, you would be like just admonished, right? Your parents would be like, oh, you sleep all day, you're not going to do anything in life. You're just a lazy bum if you sleep long hours as a child. Now, I think we live in a world where if you have 3 different apps on your phone to help you sleep longer, you go, that guy has ambition. He's driven, got purpose in life, right? Somehow it's changed. All these apps, I'm so addicted to these apps to make you sleep. Initially, it started off with just sounds of birds chirping in the background. I'm like, okay, I can sleep. Then I needed somebody to like guided meditation, say something. Then I'm like, I need some rain, sound of the rain. Then I was like, I can't sleep if there's no thunder, thunderstorms, like a tropical rainforest. It's gotten so bad now, just for me to go to sleep, I need a natural disaster to unfold in the background. Like if there's no floods on the streets, I can't stay under the sheets, you know what I mean? It's tough, yeah. Sometimes people always come up to me after a show, and they're like, Deepu, you kind of make fun of the place, the people, the culture here. It's very rude of you to do that. And, I say, the only reason I make fun of Luxembourg is because, I live here. Otherwise, if I was living in India, I would make fun of India, you know what I mean? I'm kidding, I'd go to jail there, but you get my point. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves, and, if you can't laugh at yourself, it just means you are German, right? All right, sorry, Peter, you're one of the good guys, so that's fine. But anyways, guys, that's my time. My name is Deepu. I'm gonna bring Shay back on stage.
Please keep it going for Deepu. Well, thank you all for showing up. That was our comedy show. Please give it up for our first act, Peter. Yes, if you haven't done it yet, do it now. Go on Facebook or Instagram. Follow our Facebook page, which is called Luxembourg Comedy. If you liked it, leave a comment. Don't worry, even if it's a negative comment, we'll just delete it and block you forever. Thank you all, and have a good day.